That was a turd.
Right.
They're making another one of
I would
those?
say that. No, I think it might have been John Wick. They're doing a third one.
Of course they're doing another John Wick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
you
was
got to do that.
Kill Die Repeat. He was in was an awesome movie. I think they changed the name of it. I don't think that's what it was originally called, but where he has to keep redoing the scene. He goes back and he ends up like killing everyone and saves the day. Or whatever.
Wasn't that an Adam
Day After
Sandler
Tomorrow?
movie?
Mm-hmm.
That movie, The Day After Tomorrow.
Oh, right.
Wasn't that?
Oh, they changed the name, so I don't remember.
It used to be called Kill Die Repeat?
Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's right. That movie was fucking badass.
Oh,
That was
yeah?
a
I never saw that.
really good science fiction movie. But it was one of the ones that came out. What year did it come out?
2014.
2014 was just a few years removed from him being wacky. When he did that Matt Lauer interview on the Today Show, where it was like, "You're being glib, Matt. You're being glib." When he's talking about Brooke Shields taking psychiatric medication, and
you understand this. I understand this.
Yeah. Scientology is highly critical of psychiatric meditation.
Yeah.
They prefer you stay crazy.
He's like, you don't know what
want
you're talking
medication.
about, Matt. Have you done the research? I've done the research.
Yeah, you're glib, Matt. You're glib. But Lauer didn't handle it that good either.
No.
You're supposed to go, well, explain to me the mechanism of what's happening with these psychiatric drugs and what do you pose?
Yeah.
And why do you think that you understand the biological makeup of all these different human beings and that none of them should be taking psychiatric medication?
No.
That's a crazy thing to say, that you're smarter than all these biologists and medical scientists and all these people that have concocted these SSRIs and different...
Have you done the research?
Have you done the research?
They're
Are you
also
glib?
doing this. They're making Top Gun 2 right now.
Fuck.
Did I ever tell you the first time I did Letterman when Cruise was on it? Did I ever tell you that story?
No.
I was doing my first Letterman. I'm super nervous, and I'm just trying to tell myself, just like any other show. It's just like any other show.
Right.
And Tom Cruise, it's his first time he's on the show in like 10 years, 15 years. And he's on, and I'm watching through the monitor. He's running up and down the theater. The theater, like saying hi to people during the break.
No.
Yeah, he's like, hey, and he's like running up and down and having this great time. Like, it's just another show. It'll be okay. And then they bring you downstairs, and you're standing outside this door, like to go onto the stage. And he says goodnight during the show, and the door swings open, and a very sweaty Tom Cruise is like nose to nose with me. And he's like, "You're next." And he hugs me. He's like, "Woo, it's great out there." And then goes bouncing up the stairs. And I'm like, what's going to happen to me out there? This is terrifying. He totally took all of my coolness and just chew.
What a strange guy.
Yeah, but the energy, he was like an electric eel. And I'm just like, it's all right. I can get through this.
Be such a strange guy.
Yeah. When he gets into that, like, I'm laughing thing, it just gets weird.
Wasn't getting enough oxygen to his brains. Oh, my God.
I know.
Well, it's
God.
funny now. Yow.
No, it wasn't such a high altitude that it would have,
Sure, that's
caused death or anything.
occasional numbness of
I'm standing in the wings right now.
Hey, what are you thinking? Like, what am I going to say first?
Yeah, just
What do you think with those things?
how's-
Those things are such a little weird sprint.
How's my tie? How's my tie?
Right.
What's my first line?
What am I going to say?
What am
do
I
I
gonna
try?
say?
Do I go out casual?
Yeah, I can't.
There's a heated interview from Matt Lauer. Play that. It's right there. It's coming up next. Here it is. Here's Matt. Matt had a full head of hair back then.
Oh, yeah, look at that. He's got all that hair.
2014. Look at him, handsome bastard.
Yeah.
Welles radio play was my first exposure to this story.
This is not just an alien movie. The story breaks down on a lot of different levels, and in one of
They
the
look pissed at each other already.
Yeah.
not the best father in the world.
When we were working on the story originally 3 years ago, Steve and I came up with this idea of making it about a family.
It's okay.
That was a good movie.
It's okay.
I loved that movie.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, you go ahead.
Want to go inside? Of course you do.
That real sense of, like, where are we going to
Aliens are out
go?
there. Well, that's what I think it would probably be like if we did get invaded, too. There'd be robots like that.
Yeah. That'll be cool.
Here, play some of that.
Before I was a Scientologist, I never agreed with psychiatry. And then when I started studying the history of psychiatry, I started realizing more and more why I didn't agree with psychiatry. And as far as the Brooke Shields thing is, look, you gotta understand, I really care about Brooke Shields. I think
Why?
here's a wonderful and talented woman. And I want to see her do well. And I know that psychiatry is a pseudoscience.
But Tom, if she said that this particular thing helped her feel better, whether it was the antidepressant or going to a counselor or a psychiatrist, isn't that enough?
Matt, you have to understand this. Here we are today, where I talk out against drugs and psychiatric abuses of electric shocking people, okay, against their will, of drugging children with them not knowing
Got good
the
guns.
effects of these drugs. Do you know what Adderall is? Do you know Ritalin? Do you know now that Ritalin is a street drug? Do you understand that?
The difference is this was not
Matt,
against
Matt,
her
I'm
will,
asking-
though.
Matt,
But this wasn't
I'm
against
asking you a
Brooke's will.
question. Matt, I'm asking you a question.
I understand
Do you
there's
know-
abuse of all of these things.
No, you see, here's the problem. You don't know the history of psychiatry. I do.
Aren't there examples, and might not Brooke Shields be an example of someone who benefited from one of those drugs?
All it does is mask the problem, Matt. And if you understand the history of it, it masks the problem. That's what it does.
He is pretty aggressive
That's all
on
it does.
Lauer.
Yeah.
Like
You're not getting to the
Lauer
reason
wasn't being
why.
shitty. He's
There's
just like
no such
yeah.
thing.
He's
a
just
little
like
intense.
chemical imbalance.
Meanwhile, he's right about a lot of it. He's definitely right about Adderall and Ritalin, that some
Oh,
people
yeah.
abuse it. But just because someone abuses it doesn't mean it doesn't have uses. You know, it doesn't. I've met people that are on Adderall and they say they need it. I don't know if they're right.
Yeah, but the guy who developed Adderall says that it should be for about 4% of the population.
That's a lot.
Like
4 people out of 100.
And
you get a
it's-
room full of 100 people. 4 of them are cranked out.
and doctors are cranking it out like 30%
Is
of
it
like
30?
the patients they see. Yeah, it's like super high. The guy who made it said it's being abused.
Well, I'm sure it is. And amongst journalists.
Have you done the research, Joe? Have you done the research?
Well, I know a lot about
understand
psychiatry.
about it.
I understand.
I understand it.
I understand psychiatry. But he's right about little kids and Ritalin. And I had a neighbor, they drugged their kid up with fucking Ritalin. It was weird. There was
Right.
nothing wrong with the kid. He just had energy. And the parents were working all the time. And they just didn't want to deal with it. They put the kid on Ritalin.
Terrible.
They were bad parents.
That's terrible.
I was watching it happen. I was like, whoa. And then they zoned the kid out. They got him on some
Jeez.
shit. And he was just like a weird little zombie kid after that.
oh
Like I'd
man.
say hi to him. He's like, hi.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God,
what?
that's terrible.
was
He could
weird.
have been an artist. He could have been something great.
Right. That's the
And
thing.
you take
It's
it
like,
away from him.
You put a kid in a classroom and you make them listen to boring shit all day.
Yeah.
And they don't want to do it. You think, well, there's something wrong with this child.